I was thinking while you were talking, you've come up with this kind of ability. I know this is a very complex thing, and a huge sum of money would have to be raised. But did you ever entertain the idea of looking at some sort of digital life insurer, full stack, or some kind of play? Because obviously there's been a bit of a growth of new kind of life type insurance entities, particularly in the UK. That's my exposure to it. Did you think about doing that, or were you always kind of focused on providing a service to the existing marketplace?
So there is one thing that we do in our niche, and we're probably going to do more and more in the future. And the first introduction to that is a partnership that we are launching with Guardian Life. And this partnership is actually focused not on acquiring new customers, but on servicing the existing customers. And there is a big issue across the world with agents turnover. What happened is, and we all know that a huge percentage of the agent base is leaving the business after 2, 3, 4 years. Mm-hmm. The agent age is, the average age is increasing, people are retiring, and so on and so forth. And what happened is that the policyholders move from getting, let's call it average service, to get no service. So regardless of the service we talked about, there was a huge population within the policyholder community, about a third of the market, that get practically no service because the agent left the business. The policy is reassigned to this random person who is, who falls in this category. It's usually the new guy that gets, to be trained on this new on that policy, and the policyholder gets no service. And what we decided to focus on with Guardian is on taking ownership on this book of business of their non-assigned, reassigned, orphan policyholders with no agents, with no active servicing agents, and think about how can you provide them service in a scalable way. So I'm obviously not gonna have, like Guardian, thousands of agents across the country. I'm gonna have technology, but this technology can help me better understand their policy, where they should be, what the gaps, how do I fulfill those gaps, and then I just need to get them on the phone, or get them in a meeting, or get an email in their inbox where they can make certain actions. And when we started thinking about this, it actually started during COVID. So like during COVID, there was a lot of different things that insurance companies could do to provide relief to policyholders in many different ways. For example, in the US, there was a period of time where even if you didn't pay your premium, the insurance company could not lapse your policy.
Yeah.
For example, many policyholders have cash value. So you could borrow against your cash value instead of looking for alternative ways to get a loan. And a lot of different other things that companies could do. But to come up with this decision, distribute that to the field force, usually takes forever for a company. And when we started playing with this idea, we said, okay, so what would have happened if we had an engine, a machine that understands this insights immediately, understands who it applies for immediately, is able to reach out immediately, and then all the thing the agent needs to do is to fulfill the request from the customer, and kind of like, shift the pyramid upside down. And instead of relying on the agents reaching out individual by individual and, playing their scripts and hoping the customer buys, I think about how can I know in advance who needs that, put it in front of them, have much higher conversion rates, obviously, provide much better service. You're going to get your personalized approach. You, Alex, this is your policy. This is what you need. I'm your insurer. I already know a lot about you. And the only thing you need to do is like click here and there. And if you need to jump on a call, you can jump on a call and your agent would be on that call, and fulfill this gap.
Yeah, it's super.